As the iconic 2025-2000 Guineas approaches on Sunday, June 8, 2025, local racing enthusiasts are eager to relive the thrills of past finishes of this prestigious race. Recognized for celebrating the finest 3-year-old colts and geldings, the 2000 Guineas has a storied history of unforgettable moments and record-breaking performances. To give fans a taste of the excitement, QuickGallopJHey.com and its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper, are providing an exclusive glimpse into the race's rich past with replays of the last 6 2000 Guineas.
There's the inside half of the 14-horse field, including the 1-horse, Run Thatcher Run, the 3-2 second favorite from the DaCosta barn. Number 2, Nunes's Earn Your Stripes at 4-1. 3, Sebastian at 9-1. The other main contenders, number 8, Father Patrick, also a 9-1 bet. 9, Nunes's Tuna Ciliata at 7-1. And on the outside, in the 14 box, Supreme Soul, the favorite.
The leaders now arrive at the half mile, and Sea Cruise, not enjoying it, is at the back of the field. But the leaders now begin to bunch as they leave the 7/16th and run toward the 3 in the 2000 Guineas. Tuna Ciliata, just the leader. There goes Run Thatcher Run, kicking in on the outside of Earn Your Stripes. Father Patrick, Supreme Soul will have to come late, so too Sentient in the Pilk Silks, but the field turned for home in the 2000 Guineas, and Run Thatcher Run on the outside now points to that lead. Tuna Ciliata is fighting. Sentient is over against the rails. Supreme Soul and Earn Your Stripes all race out wide, but they run past the furlong pole. Tuna Ciliata on the far side, and now Supreme Soul gets going. Sentient and Duke are over against the rail. It is Supreme Soul out in front in the 2000 Guineas. Anthony Nunes says Supreme Soul wins it.
With the run on the wide outside, Supreme Soul, after taking some left-hand whipping from Ellis, gets a couple of right-hand cracks as well to ensure he pulls clear of his stablemate Tuna Ciliata, and a robust inside finish from the 15-1 bet Sentient as Nunes gets the 1-2 finish, and also becomes, since Philip Piani's Bestia Taifuchi double in 1993, only the 3rd trainer in the past 25 years at Caymanas Park to complete the Guinness double in the same year. The betting for the Colts and Geldings race reflected the titanic clash. Number 6, Wow Wow, the 1-2 favourite, and the 12-horse Mahogany, second favourite at 9-5. Number 5, Double Crown at 6-1, and the 9-horse Nipster, Wow Wow, stablemate at 8-1. The only others with notable betting support. Let's get Brian Rickman's race call now.
1 mile to race. They're off for the 2000 Guineas 2020. 10 and Old Wharf come away at the back. Mahogany break swinging. Nipster moving up to tackle already as they head toward the 7. Rum With Me is also chasing closer. Wow Wow just off those fractions. High Diplomacy on the outside. Green Gold Rush is further back. Double Crown in between horses. KD Rocket now beginning to drop back a bit. Royal Approach races ahead of Tomahawk. A break back to Old Wharf, and Den trails. Down the back stretch they charge. They make their way toward the 5, and Mahogany has made his intentions known. He slipped away by some 6 lengths. Being chased by Nipster in the black cap. Wow Wow now asked to get closer. Double Crown toward the outside of Rum With Me. Green Gold Rush races next. Further back to High Diplomacy as they swing past the half mile. Tomahawk now asked to make ground with Old Wharf. Royal Approach is fading. KD Rocket has never been in it, nor Den who trails. They leave the 3/8 pole in the Guineas, and Mahogany, the tearaway leader, now begins to come back as Wow Wow eats into the lead with 5/16 to run. It is Mahogany on that lead. Here is Wow Wow now asked to challenge. They're into the lane. A 1/4 mile to run in the 46th running of the 2000 Guineas, and Mahogany is brave and bold, but Wow Wow now beginning to wear him down on the outside. Mahogany gives way. Wow Wow grabs a hold of him and now hits the front with a furlong to run. It is Wow Wow. Halidine wailing away with the left-hand stick, a 16th to run. Wow Wow, he's only lost once in his entire career, and he won't lose this afternoon. Wow Wow, wow-tastic in the end. They're off for the 2000 Guineas. Calculus scampers away at the back. Miniature Man got a good start racing out wide with Nuclear Noon. Father Ryle right there. Rising Saint now moves up to test them. Billy Wiz is moving quickly on the rail, and these go for that lead. Alimony in behind them with Rusty. Old King Cole hidden in between horses. Calculus making ground against the rail, attached to his outside further and beyond as they leave the 6. John Crojeff races just ahead of Sir John. Old King Cole is next. Burn Notice in between horses. T. Brady out 3 wide, and Santorini trails as the Guineas field now leave the 5 and run toward the final half of a mile. Billy Wiz has that lead. Regal and Royal testing along with the Nuclear Noon out 3 wide as they swing into the half-mile turn. Rising Saint is back in 4th, 4 lengths off that lead. Miniature Man now making his move. Alimony races ahead of Further and Beyond, set down on the rail and asked to close up. So John on the outside of John Crojeff as they leave the 3. T. Brady races up in behind them. Then comes Burn Notice in the red cap. Calculus Satellite and asked to make up a huge deficit. Father Ryle and Old King Cole race next, then Rusty and Santorini at the back, but it is Nuclear Noon who has turned for home at the top of the stretch with that lead. Harassed now by Miniature Man. Here is Further and Beyond in the slipstream and trying to get to them, but they've run to the furlong pole. Nuclear Noon and a Miniature Man in a heck of a tussle of fun. Miniature Man may just have it by the flair of a nostril. Nuclear Noon continues to dig in and fights on. It's Miniature Man beginning to come away, and Miniature Man wins the 2,000 guineas over Nuclear Noon. Further and Beyond is 3rd. Billy Wiz 4th. Burn Notice is 5th. They're off for the Guineas. Fair start. Yellowstone comes away running quickly on the far side. Morimoto close up. Brinks is in between horses as they charge past the 7. Emperor of the Cats is positioned near the rail as they make their way now toward the final 6. They're settling down on that lead. Yellowstone and Brinks now battling for it as they run past the 6. Emperor of the Cats, No More Deals is right there with Morimoto on the outside. 4.5 lengths separates them. Power just in behind them. Blue Vinyl now beginning to creep closer as they leave the 5. Perfect Brew in behind those. Rum Puncher is beginning to pick up ground as Perfect Brew fades back as they charge down the far side and make their way to the half-mile. The Citadel is asked to make some ground on the outside of horses. A gap back to KP Choice, and Unruly Dude trails the Guineas field. 3 furlongs remaining in the Guineas, and Brinks has taken charge up front, hounded by a Yellowstone. Emperor of the Cats handily poised against the rail. Watch Morimoto now, beginning to kick in and bubbling to the boil as the field turned for home. They're at the top of the lane in the Guineas, and Brinks holds the advantage. Can they catch Brinks? A quick change of hold. Here is Emperor of the Cats, could be the surprise, over against the rail. Now beginning to come at them, that's Blue Vinyl now sprouting wings, and Blue Vinyl has grabbed the lead. It is Blue Vinyl and British Roman beginning to sprint away from them. Another easy win in the 2,000 guineas, and it is Blue Vinyl who produces it. Blue Vinyl wins by double digits. Brinks is 2nd. Emperor of the Cats 3rd. Morimoto 4th. Rum Puncher is 5th. One mile the trip. They're off for the Guineas. Sensational move, just came out a bit slow. Mojito races with the back of the field early. Awesome Anthony in the black cap takes off quickly. Ability is showing some speed along with a Burning Valor as they go flashing past the 7. They're settling down as they make their way down the back stretch and head toward the final 6. Awesome Anthony the leader. Ability right there with Burning Valor. Mojito now has made a big move and closing in on them as they race past the 6. Burning Valor fades back into 4th. Rhythm Buzz is racing just in between horses. Sensational move runs the rail. Secret Admiral racing in behind horses. Money Miser has made progress and begins to pick off runners. And at the back of the field, it is a Whiz Kid. Just about a half a mile remaining in the Guineas, and the fleet-footed Mojito has been sent to that lead and slips away by some 3 lengths. Ability trying to chase as they leave the 7/16. Awesome Anthony is right there in the 3rd. Money Miser now beginning to go down as they leave the 3/8 pole. Sensational move races up with Rhythm Buzz. A break back to Secret Admiral and a Burning Valor, the Carl Anderson team, and at the back remains Whiz Kid, but out in front it's Mojito turning for home in the 2,000 guineas. And Richard Azan's Missile has been let loose. The rider having a look behind him, and it is all Mojito beginning to run away from them. It is Mojito and Dane Dawkins in charge in the 2,000 guineas. Mojito is a big one. He's sending a message for the rest of the classics. Could I take the Triple Crown? And he sure could. Mojito has trampled the field and destroys them. Money Miser is second. Ability is third. Close between Rhythm Buzz and Sensational Move. They're off for the 2,000 guineas. Provident just a shade slowly out along with King Pie. California Crown moves up to set the early fractions as they run toward the 7. Crown Chaser racing out on the outside. Interesting times ahead, getting closer to that leader. King's Crown is right with the first 3 as they make their way down the back stretch. Jay Spieth racing in behind King's Crown. A break back to Playfair and Allegiance as they run past the 6. A gap back to Provident, and King Pie trailing and hopeless at the moment as they make their way about to flash past the 5. California Crown out on that lead. Interesting times ahead, throttle back in second, a length and a half. Crown Chaser is right on the outside as they go flashing up now inside the final half mile and run the turn for home. King's Crown making ground with Jay Spieth. Allegiance is there. Playfair toward the outside of horses. Asked to make some ground, that's Provident, and King Pie now left out of it as we had a quarter mile in 24.1 and a half mile in 47.2 as they blaze past the half mile and come toward the top of the stretch. It is California Crown stretching that lead. Interesting times ahead now. Asked to go get him as they're into the lane. It is California Crown and Robert Hallidine. Interesting times ahead now, trying to reel the leader in, but California Crown is moving quickly as they head toward the final furlong. Interesting times ahead now, beginning to nibble at that lead. California Crown out in front by 2 lengths. Interesting times ahead, trying to catch him. California Crown attempting to go all the way. This is the 50th running of the 2,000 guineas. Robert Hallidine and California Crown upset the favourite. Interesting times ahead. Provident on the outside looks to be third over Allegiance, and Crown Chaser is back in fifth.
Thank you for watching another video produced by the team from quickgallopjaya.com and its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper. Please stay on the channel for other enlightening videos on those involved in local horse racing. Please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell.